Hey guys, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to a new video. Today, we're talking Subterrors. So, if you guys don't know what Subterrors are, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I actually run in real life. This is a deck that I'm really proud of. I built it in real life, and I built a couple of different versions of it. And yeah, basically, it's a really fun deck to use. It's a slow deck. It uses a lot of flip effects, which are like a very kind of old mechanic. It's one of the first mechanics in Yu-Gi-Oh, like flip effects. It's generally considered really slow and not kind of like viable, but if the support's good enough, anything's viable, right? So I'm not going to really go into like, you know, what Subterrors are, what they do, but basically the idea is your Nemesis Warriors allow you to summon your Behemoths, or sorry, your Nemesis cards allow you to summon your Behemoths from your deck, and they kind of all protect everything. Like, your Behemoths have flip effects, so your opponent really can't attack into them. Your Nemesis cards, basically, like, Nemesis Warrior allows himself to, kind of, like, he attributes himself in another thing to summon a new guy from the deck. Basically, it allows you to, like, dodge effects and kind of bring out bigger Subterrors. And, Archer, if it dies, it lets you bring out a Subterror. So basically, the idea there is you just kind of, cycle through your different Subterrors, using all their effects. They're all pretty good. Well, no, they're not all pretty good. You know, the good ones are really good. So there's one that's like a Book of Eclipse, one that just banishes a monster on your opponent's side of the field, one that lets you, like, basically Destiny draw. You discard a Subterror to draw two. Basically, yeah, there's a lot of it. The support that, you know, is good. It's really good. So, what's the new card? It should be on the screen right now. It's called Subterror Fiendess. And it's not a Nemesis or a Behemoth, but it kind of functions as a Nemesis. I guess they just didn't want to stick the label on it. They just wanted it to be regular Subterror. I don't know if that's going to be relevant, because we're getting two more monsters, in theory, two more Behemoths, and then a trap. I don't know if it'll just be like a Subterror card, or like if it'll be specific, like, you know, if you control a Subterror Behemoth, do this. If you control a Subterror Nemesis, do this. Nobody's really, you know, like, we don't know. But this is just going to be Subterror, but Subterror Fiendess. Now, every card has a different type, but they all have the same attributes, so they're all Earth. This one's a Spellcaster, so the other Subterror, or like the Subterror Nemesis, there's a Beast Warrior, a Warrior, and a Fairy. And then for the Subterror Behemoths, there's like a Dragon, I think. Let me see. I have them all right here. So there's one that's a Pyro, one that's a Sea Serpent, one that's a Zombie, one that's a Rock, one that's Thunder, one that is Reptile, and is that all of them? I don't know. There might be one more. But yeah, they're all different, basically, is the idea. So, and I don't think there's actually a Dragon one. Anyway, we're waiting on a level 11 one and a level 8. They all have a different level, too. I didn't mention that. But this one's level 1. So, she can be normal summoned, or, you know, like anything. You can use 1-for-1, which is going to be relevant. There's going to, like, there's a lot of different things that you can do with this card. But it's a Spellcaster, and it's level 1, and let's go ahead and read this effect. It's got 800 attack, 500 defense, not relevant, right? Well, it could be, but it's not. So, effects. It's got 2 effects. They're each once per turn, but you can use them each once per turn. So, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target one Subterror monster you control. So this can be either a Nemesis or a Behemoth, although you're going to want to use it on a Behemoth. Target that monster you control, negate the activation of your opponent's card effect. This can be anything, like a Raigeki Dark Hole, Kaiju Slumber, it can be a Magical Mallet for all I care. Anything. Negate the activation, then change the targeted monster to face down defense position. So it doesn't destroy the card, but it negates the activation. And it like, basically, yeah, it negates their effect, basically. So, you can stop that. That's pretty cool. Now, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't destroy, which is a little bit of a bummer, because if it, you know, was able to, like, negate and destroy, you could use it against things like Judgment Dragon and whatnot. With this, you're just negating it. But it also flips your Subterror face down, which is really good because they're all flip effects. So that's good. That's the first effect. Then the second effect, this is the on-field effect. So if you like summon this in any way, you can target one face-up monster you control, change it to face-down defense position, and if you do, special summon one Subterror monster from your hand or graveyard in face-up or face-down defense position. And you can only use each effect of Subterror or Fiendess once per turn. Whoa, that's good. Okay, so everybody's going to be looking at the first effect like, oh man, that's so good. Because it is, you know, just being able to negate a thing. It's like, okay, cool, I control a Subterror, negate. And I get to reset my guy. There's no downside to that. Well, other than having to control a Subterror. But, like, even it works if you have, like, an Archer or a, you know, Nemesis Warrior. It works, like, on all that stuff. So you're good. Like, you're always, or almost always, going to be able to do that. So, that's really good. But the second effect, oh gosh, that is so amazing. Okay, why is that so amazing? You're probably thinking to yourself, oh, you gotta normal summon this thing, then what do? Summon something face down? Why does that help? This thing is so good. It has so much synergy. Okay, so first off, you can just summon this thing off of like a 1-for-1 immediately. You have a Subterror on the field. If you have another Fiendess, guess what? That thing is now live. It doesn't say you have to it doesn't say you have to target another Subterror. You can target itself. So, if you 1-for-1, pitch a Subterror Behemoth, then, you know, summon this thing, set itself, you can immediately summon that Subterror Behemoth from your graveyard. Then, it's got its effect. So it can flip itself face down, you can summon stuff. Like, basically, it just makes any of your it unbricks your hands. It lets you come back late game because you can always just summon this, bring back your Subterror. If you have Hidden City on the field, immediately flip it up. Then you're going to get your Nemesis Warrior effect. Basically, this thing is going to allow Subterrors to actually come back in games, which is something we have a lot of trouble with, basically. So, this thing is absolutely fantastic. If the other two cards are as good as this, Subterrors are going to be very, very playable. Like, as a pure thing. I know Dzif, who is one of the reasons I actually wanted to make Subterrors, because, like, he was showing off the cards, and they looked amazing. I love the artwork on them. He's been running, like, Metal Foes Subterrors, which are just worse Metal Foes. Like, he doesn't really focus on what the Subterrors do, other than, what is it? Stalagmo. He basically uses it as a bad draw engine. This thing is going to allow you to run pure Subterrors, because I'm actually currently running Subterror Girgias, and the idea is you're using Girgia armor to flip itself face down and summon your Subterrors. This thing is going to be able to completely replace that. So it's going to be a 3 of, like, automatically. This is going to be something that you want to run as many as possible of. So you're going to run triple Nemesis Warrior, triple, Archer, and then triple Fiendess, and then all your Subterrors. Again, it depends, like, what Subterrors you run depend on the new support, but at least, you know, Umestrix and Stalagmo and possibly Ultramathis. Basically, this card is just going to be so good, man. I can't even, like, explain to you how good this is going to be for Subterrors. I'm so excited. So, guys, if you are hyped for the new Subterrors, I am. I'm going to say that right now. But let me know if you have any shenanigans combos. Obviously, leave them in the comments, or make your own video and, like, link it at me or something. I don't know. Just do things, man. I want to see stuff. Subterrors are so cool. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later. Bye.